By trade, I am a licensed attorney. And the reason why I'm an attorney is because my parents really wanted me to be a doctor, but I didn't want to go to medical school. When my parents found out that I wasn't going to go to medical school, my dad said that if I want to keep any pride in the family, I have to at least become an attorney. So I went to law school, passed the bar exam, got my lawyer's license, and never worked a day as an attorney. But that's besides the point. I spent a lot of time with lawyers. And the way that many lawyers think is you bill by the hour. And lawyers, as we all know, charge a lot of money per hour. So the way that many lawyers think is if I can bill at, say, $200 an hour, and I can get 20 hours worth of billable work a week, that means that I am going to be able to make $4,000 a week. A lot of money. That's about $16,000 a month, which is a good income. And then what you'll see happen is some go-getters will actually do this. They will get this $4,000 a week. Not all attorneys, but some attorneys will do this, and then they'll say, I want to have more because I'm a go-getter and I spent all this time in school and I want to keep crushing it, because they have that ambition. And then what they do is instead of billing 20 hours a week, they're going to put in more hours. They're going to try to find more clients, find more businesses to work with, and now they're going to be able to bill 40 hours a week at this $200 an hour. Now, instead of them making $4,000 a week, they grow their income to $8,000 a week. You know this 40 is times the $200 an hour. Now they're really starting to make some money. Now instead of making $16,000 a month, they're making $32,000 a month. And then they say, wow, this is pretty good. I can buy some nice things. I can have some really nice cars. I can go on some nice vacations. I have a lot of really cool stuff, but how can I grow this some more? And then they realize, well, if I can go after some bigger clients who can pay me more money per hour, now I can make even more money. So then what you'll see some of the top dogs in the legal field do is they're gonna work to grow their hourly rate from $200 an hour to $500 an hour. $500 an hour times 40 billable hours a week is $20,000 a week. Now we're talking serious money. We're talking about $80,000 a month, close to $1 million a year. This would be the 0.1% of Playbook 1. I mean, this is really the top tier, top dogs of this Playbook 1, where you are very ambitious. You got a good career and you really worked to drive your way up in this career. I mean, 99.9% of people are not going to be able to earn anywhere near this type of income, but you can start to see where it is limited by you. So let me now compare this to an older friend slash mentor of mine, and I'm going to call him George, who is also an attorney. And George started off in this same boat and then started doing something a little bit different, because he realized that there's going to be a limit to how many hours he could work a week. I mean, he was spending a lot of hours trying to find new businesses to work with, to find new clients, but then realized that if he could pass on his work to other attorneys, he could have other attorneys do the work and make a big percentage of the work, and then he can just get a referral fee or a percentage on the work that he brings them. Now he can bring work to many different attorneys. Well, he gets a little bit of money from each attorney that he brings the work to. Now, there's really no limit to how much work that he can get, because it's not all dependent on him. Fast forward to today, and attorney George has 70 attorneys that work for him. And each one of these 70 attorneys is working to bill somewhere between $200 an hour to $500 an hour. In fact, I think he has some attorneys that bill even higher than this, but somewhere in the general range of $200 an hour to $500 an hour. So now let's do the math. If we assume that each one of these 70 attorneys is billing out an average of, let's say, $300 an hour, because we know that attorneys that work with businesses charge a lot of money, and they're only billing out, let's just say, 25 hours of time a week, that means that his firm is making approximately $525,000 a week in revenue. Now, of course, most of that money is not his, because he's got to pay his attorneys for that time, but let's assume that he's only taking a percentage of this. Now, many times what you see happen is if you bring another attorney business, they're going to pay you somewhere between 10% to 33% of the amount of money that they generate. So if we assume he's only making 10% of the revenue that his attorneys are generating, that means that attorney George is now making $52,000 a week, and he doesn't have to step foot in court or write a contract or review a business document, because he has 70 other attorneys doing that for him. But that's not even the best part. The best part is not that Attorney George can make $52,000 a week, which is more than double what the top dog here was making, billing at $500 an hour for 40 hours a week. The best part now is when we think about the exit strategy, because now the exit strategy here in Playbook 1 is you work to make some money and then you use your money to go out and buy other assets, right? Stocks, maybe real estate. You put some money in a 401k, and unfortunately, most people in Playbook 1 have no idea what to do. Most people have no investments, statistically, and I'm talking about including your 401k IRA. Most people in this situation have zero investments. So now, if you're making a lot of money and you have some investments, you're already ahead of half of people. And most people here who are investing their money still are significantly short because unfortunately, most people have no financial education. I know a lot of people, and I'm sure you do too, that are making a lot of money, that have a lot of nice toys. You drive a lot of nice cars. You go on a lot of fancy vacations. You go on a lot of expensive trips and have a lot of expensive stuff, which means you can make a lot of money, but you have a lot of liabilities. So now when it comes time for you to retire, many people then realize they don't have enough, and then they have to start downsizing in their life. So now the exit strategy here is you get closer to your retirement and you hope that your kids have some money to take care of you. You have Social Security or you have your 401k that can hopefully fund a very nice retirement. And some people, right, this is what we talk about, that if you're in this boat, yes, you can build wealth. You can retire with a couple $1 million if you just use your money strategically, okay? But that's not what we're talking about here, right? Playbook 1, the exit strategy is that you have some assets to fall back on and you can be okay. For here, Attorney George, his exit strategy is a little bit different. Now, Attorney George has been making a lot of money over the years and he's been using his money to buy a lot of real estate, but that's not the point here. He has a great portfolio of commercial real estate, but I'm going to completely just ignore that here. See, it's not just that Attorney George is making $200,000 a month or $52,000 a week. He has a business that's making more than $2.4 million a year in profit. And so now when you own this asset, this business that's making $2.4 million a year in profit, where, yeah, Attorney George could go on the beach and not work to get paid, although he is the managing partner, he's essentially the CEO of this firm, so yeah, he has to work, but he could replace himself, which means he can sell this business. So if he wanted to sell this business and move on, he could maybe sell this business for 10 times earnings. So this business is making what, $2.4 million a year in profit, and we're being very conservative here. If it's making $2.4 million a year in profit and he sold it for 10 times profits, that means he's sitting on a business that's worth $24 million. That's a very different exit strategy because now he could sell this business, get a $24 million check, and now go out and buy more real estate, buy some other toys, buy some other things, but also continue to generate cash flow from the investments that he's generating. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.